What's up, guys? It's Johnny Candido of Candido Training HQ, and for today I'm doing 2 workouts in one day. I'm doing both my upper body strength day and lower body strength day. I'm starting off with lower body, and as you saw there, I showed myself putting on my shoes because I actually forgot my Nike Romaleos, or Romaleos, however you say it. I forgot them at home, and I realized I still had my Adidas powerlifting shoes in their powerlift trainers, I think they're called, in my car. So I tried them out, and they have a smaller heel. It's only 0.60 inches, while the Nikes are 0.75. And I wanted to see how they feel, and I have to say, by the end of the workout, I did not like how they felt at all. And it was less the heel height and more so the fact that it felt just not as stable. But anyways, you see here I start out with 405, and my goal is to do 3 sets of 6 with it. However, on that rep that you're seeing, that didn't go too well. So as you guys know how I train, I don't allow too much form breakdown. So I lowered the weight and then did the next 2 sets. And even then, those didn't go that fast either. So as you can see, just the Olympic squats are just quite awkward for me. Or maybe you can't tell, but if you look at my feet and you look at my heels, you actually see them coming off the floor slightly. And this is a very bad sign. That means the bar path is probably way off, and it puts more pressure obviously on my knees by doing that, and it's just way less efficient. So that's why I'm struggling with weight that I should really be able to handle very easily, and that I have handled easily doing Olympic squats. But that does kind of get to my point that I wanted to bring up, the fact that when you're training for powerlifting, you do have to be aware that there is a balance between variation and carryover. Where I like doing high bar squats because it does add variation, and I actually have specific reasons for why I do high bar squats instead of low bar squats, primarily to just build strength. I'll have a video specifically on that coming very soon. Actually, it'll probably be the next video I release. But for this case, since I am doing the Olympic squat, I'm obviously going way deeper and have a narrower stance width, so that's why I have some carryover issues when it comes to high versus low bar. Whereas when I do a hybrid squat, just have the exact same stance width in my low bar squat, then I find the carryover is tremendous. Also, I did 1 peak set of pin squats just to get used to the difference in bar placement. And if you're switching between low bar and high bar and you're just uncomfortable, I strongly recommend that you try this just so that you get more comfortable with some heavy weight on your back in that specific placement. So after those squats, I set up for my sumo deadlifts and just try to get focused here.
Bumping this funky ass shit to ride to.
Makes sense with the rest.
As long as you know that when I land your mind, and you will never feel so pretty, and you will never feel this beautiful.
No one created the universe, and no one directs our fate.
I don't know if I should stick with sumo. It shortens the range of motion, but I feel more powerful with conventional.
I told you, Johnny, sumo's for pussies. Come back to the real lifting.
Alright, as you see here, I'm following the orders of Mr. Brett Gibbs himself to do conventional deadlifts. And to all kidding aside, I do just feel more explosive and just more comfortable doing these. You know, I've been giving sumo a shot, but it just hasn't worked out that well. And it's mostly because there's just a lot of details I know I'd have to work out to where it's just not worth it for me. For example, the lockout was getting difficult because my thighs and hands were rubbing up against each other, causing me to slightly lose grip of the bar. And little things like that, and the fact that I was way stronger with straps versus when I wasn't with straps because I'd have to move my grip out, that was also becoming an issue. And it just gets to a point where I find conventional deadlifts to be more fun, and I'm obviously used to them, and I have the form down well for them. And I have to say that I think when it comes to doing high bar back squats, the conventional deadlift complements it more effectively, because in a high bar squat, of course, you're focusing on being more upright. So I think just focusing on hinging at the hips and having more forward lean is better, in my opinion, to become more of a complete athlete in terms of strength. And since I did bring up Brett Gibbs and he is featured in this video, I want to give him a big shout out for getting second at IPF Equipped Worlds, even though he was very disappointed the fact that he didn't win the whole thing. But he still set the Equipped world record in the back squat. It was just his deadlift. I think he had some grip issues and he didn't pull what he normally does. But anyways, I just want to say that if you watch the channel, he's a big friend of mine, so I just strongly recommend that you check him out, that you give him a subscription, because he's an amazing athlete, and he's someone that I really look up to. I have to say I'm completely exhausted right now, but I got full workout to go. I'm gonna get some McDonald's for some recovery. That intro workout at McDonald's.
From McDonald's, can I help you?
Yeah, could I get a 10-piece chicken McNuggets with barbecue sauce?
Anything else?
Yeah, and then 2 McChickens without mayonnaise and a large water. Do you know if McNuggets are paleo, by the way?
What?
I know I've said that I'm trying to clean up my diet to a small extent at least, and that's what I kind of want to talk about is, even though I show myself going to McDonald's and obviously not eating healthy, that I'm actually reducing the amount of the frequency that I go to fast food places, and I think it was a lot worse than anybody would ever expect it to be for me. You know, I totaled 1,500 at 180, literally going to McDonald's every single day and not eating. Although it would depend. Some days I wouldn't eat that unhealthy. I'd just eat grilled chicken snack wraps. But every single day I would get literally a small caramel frappe or an Oreo McFlurry. So I've stopped doing that, and with a consequence of that, now I just go to McDonald's 3 to 4 times a week, which obviously still isn't good. But a consequence of that is I've lost a decent amount of weight, and now I weigh 172 to 174 morning weight. The somewhat sudden loss in weight obviously significantly impacted my upper body lifts, and that's why I went very light on the bench press. As you saw, I only did 250 pounds, and it's something I'm gonna have to consider what I want to do moving forward. If I want to continue around my same body weight, or actually I'm considering also possibly dropping a weight class. But the problem is that's 163 pounds is the next weight class. So it's kind of a weird situation for me because I'm stuck right in the middle, because it's 163 pounds and then 183 pounds is the weight class I usually compete in. And the thing is, with the 183 pound weight class, I actually kind of had to bulk up to get to 181 morning weight at Worlds and at Nationals. So that's what's kind of difficult, because I'm usually around 177 morning weight, maybe 175. That's where I'm comfortable. So right now, I don't know if my weight will come up a little bit or if I'll just get leaner than I usually am and stay 172, 174, maybe even go less. So when it comes to situations like this, personally, I always just go off of how I feel and look at my performance. If my performance consistently is decreasing, then no matter what, I'm going to increase my caloric intake. It's just that simple. However, if I'm able to consistently progress still, then I'll just follow however I feel. But that's what's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to decide what I want to do here moving forward. Alright, that's it, guys. That was the end of my upper body workout. That was very difficult to get through this whole day of working out, even though some guys like Ben Rice and Lane Norton could just knock out a ton of volume in one day like it's nothing. For me, this is quite a challenge. So that's it, guys. Make sure to like the video, support the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching, guys. Peace.